A lump changed Marla Hurley's life, but early detection helped her face breast cancer before it could take more. In this episode, Marla shares why she posted her breast cancer journey online, how that honesty led other women to schedule mammograms, and what she learned about putting her health first. If this conversation inspires you to join us in the fight against breast cancer, please consider making a donation at therose.org.
Marla, thank you for being here with us today.
I'm honored.
Let's talk about your breast, and we'll talk about lots of things. Let's introduce yourself to our listeners now.
My name is Marla Hurley. I'm a native Houstonian. I have a luxury goods business in Round Top, Texas. So I'm on the road a lot, back and forth. I have 3 grown kids. I work a lot and was diagnosed with breast cancer last November.
So recently.
Recently,
Very
yes.
recently from when we're taping this. And you came to us, we've heard about you because you were with our Booze and Boobs event, which is it was our 5th year of doing that event, which is a community event. So it's not the Rose orchestrating that event, it's Star Hand, as you know. And so she brought you into it. So how'd you meet Star and get involved with that event?
I've just known Star through social circles in Houston. And after I posted a lot of my diagnosis and my journey online, and Star saw that, and she reached out and said, we would love for you to MC, since this is now near and dear to your heart. And I was so honored to be included and to MC. And she's asked me again for next year, so that's great too. So that's how I know Star, and I'm just unbelievably impressed with her, with this event, with her dedication to it, with the fact that 100% of the proceeds go to the Rose. It's just done so well. So for those reasons, I absolutely said, yes, sign me up.
So that was the first time you saw the event too. A lot of fun.
Much fun.
And most of them are her friends, people she knows directly.
Yes.
When she announces tickets are out, I know it sells out within hours. Literally, the tables are all gone for that event. So it's a lot of fun, and we loved having you there as the MC this year. And so great. And that's where, of course, I met you, and we were talking about possibly doing this. Let's talk about November, just recently. How did you find the diagnosis? What was that process for you?
Well, what happened with me, I am very good about doing my mammograms yearly. I do have a high-risk status, so when I schedule my mammograms, they're diagnostic mammograms.
So you have dense breasts? Is that
yes.
Okay.
I have dense breasts, and I have little breasts, but they are dense. And so in October, I just woke up one morning, and I was in Round Top, and I just kind of felt on my chest and way high up on my chest, and I felt a lump. It felt like a nodule. It was hard. And instantly, I knew this was not supposed to be there because I'm very good with my mammograms. And instantly, I just thought, I know I'm not going to die from this because I'm very good at my mammograms, but this is going to be a challenge for me with my crazy schedule.
Right.
But health first. So found that, reached out to my doctor, went straight in to get a mammogram, and basically through all of that, by the time I scheduled one and then had the mammogram, I could tell by the way the technician was reading the results, or they need the radiologist to do that, of course.
Right.
But I could tell that it was not good news.
Gotcha.
And so they then wanted to do a biopsy. So I went back to do a biopsy, and sure enough, it was the day before Thanksgiving. The nurse called me first thing in the morning and said it is breast cancer, ductal invasive carcinoma. So a common breast cancer, if you will. I think a lot of people have that diagnosis. So, then I just started doing my research and wanted to immediately get things rolling.
Good for you. So you probably went on the internet more than they wanted you to do.
I know I did, and it scared me.
Everyone does.
Scared me really bad. And But knowledge is power, and I wanted to educate myself just so I could understand the terms they were saying.
Right.
And also, I had a very good friend come with me to my appointments. She recorded all of the appointments and what the doctor was saying, because especially in those early appointments, I was just kind of still in shock.
Well, yeah, you hear the word cancer and everything freezes.
And you kind of just see people's mouths moving and you kind of are just doing this thing. Yeah. So it was very helpful to have somebody record those visits so then I could refer back to it.
Yeah, that's great. We always encourage people, you want someone, anytime you're getting news, whether it's cancer or other thing, you want someone else there that's hearing clearly.
Right.
And document. So it's great that you even recorded it because you can go back and listen. You're not looking at notes, you're listening. And I think, too, you don't know what questions even ask.
Right.
You know, even with going on the internet, what do you ask? I don't know what I don't know. So you have to trust the doctors.
Truly.
But you also don't know what questions to ask them until things start happening.
Right.
So what was the procedures like for you? What was the plan that they...
The plan was I went with Methodist. Okay. My general practitioner is with Methodist, and also all of my mammograms up to this point were at Methodist. Okay. So I wanted to stay with Methodist. I was getting really good care. Yeah. So when the doctor called me and gave me the diagnosis, from that point forward, it was almost concierge care, if you will, because they were calling me, you need to schedule with this doctor, you need to do this and this and this. They provided all of the steps, and of course, I did all of that. So I saw the doctor that would do the mastectomy, and basically, I had to decide because it was on the left breast. Right. So I went in to learn my options, and that's when I saw the doctor that would do the mastectomy, but then also the doctor that would do the reconstruction. Mm-hmm. He's the one, he said, I'm not a good candidate for lumpectomy because of the positioning. It was way high up on my chest. Right. And so I had to ask the question, do we really have breast tissue this high? I was shocked to know that. Oh, yeah. It's not just within the boob area. Right. It's way high up and then even areas below. Yeah. So
I don't think people realize that until you get a mammogram and you realize when they're stretching all of that, because that tissue goes further than you think. And you're really it's not just to pull skin in, to pull skin. You're looking, and of course now they're looking at the lymph nodes too at the same time. So but the breast tissue is vast. It's not just what you
and I had no idea. Right. So basically I decided I have a business, I do fashion shows, all that stuff. I decided that I wanted to do both breasts so I could have them look just alike. And I've not looked back at that decision at all. Also, because all of these mammograms, I'm very good with doing all my mammograms. I knew this would also put me in a high-risk position. And so going and doing mammograms for one boob was not going to be in my future. I was like, we are going to get rid of all of this tissue that could even remotely come back with breast cancer, and I'm just going to rid my body of it. Yeah. So that's what I did.
And so it was stage one. Was it stage one when you were?
It was.
Great. So early detection, all the right things that you hope to have with breast cancer. So did you have to go through chemo or anything else?
I did not have, because I chose the mastectomy. Had I gone with the lumpectomy, they would have required radiation and chemo. Yeah. And that was another reason that I chose to do the mastectomy. Now, later on, after they actually performed the mastectomy, they did find it in another area in the same breast. So that was surprising because I had an MRI and everything. Right. So I was shocked that they found it somewhere else. And because they found it somewhere else, they put me on a drug that I'll need to be on for 5 to 10 years.
Which,
and that's fine.
Common. Yeah, that's...
it basically reduces my chances of reoccurrence to 5%.
Right.
I also... didn't realize, you just don't think about these things, and that, the doctors hope that they got everything. Right. They're microscopic tissue cells that they just hope for the best.
Right.
That's why I'm on the drug. So it is scary to think that I had the double mastectomy, but there could still be cells there that could become something.
Right.
So I'm diligent about taking my medicine. But yeah, I was shocked that they found it somewhere else.
Well, and that's even with people who go through chemo and radiation. There's that drug they take, again, just to ensure. And that's why a lot of people, you celebrate that 5-year mark really more than you celebrate the end of chemo or the end of these stages you go through, because once you hit that mark, that's when these drugs should have done what they need to do to make sure, cover the bases, that it's not coming back in the breast. So that's what you're looking for there. And of course, we say mastectomy as opposed to chemo and radiation. Mastectomy not easy either. That process is not, I mean, it's a surgery.
Right.
And it takes some time to recover from all of that as well. So not an easy journey.
It was not, but I stayed really positive throughout. Obviously, if you have your health, you have everything.
Right.
For me, this is not important up here. I knew that I could do the reconstruction and be happy with what I have. 3 weeks ago, I completed the reconstruction.
Okay.
So fortunately, I've made it to that point, and I'm very happy with the results. I thought I would do the I don't have nipples, so I thought I would do the tattoos, and I still may.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm happy having Barbie boobies.
Yeah, and again, your health. That's
and my health.
Your health.
And we put the expanders in, and it was certainly a journey doing the reconstruction. The mastectomy, not difficult. The reconstruction, a bit more challenging because they add air, then they add water to stretch the skin. So that's more complicated. Lots of doctor's appointments, but well worth every single one.
Yeah, to be here and pass that part of the story.
Yes.
And so what was your care system like? Your support system?
Have an incredible support system, family, friends. I was absolutely shocked. I went ahead and to explain my absence in Round Top, because I'm always there, I announced on social media, on my Instagram, that I had breast cancer, and the love that came my way, I was absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
Just blown away by it.
Yeah.
And then when I had the double mastectomy, I've kind of just been very vulnerable and sharing all of the experience, even the expanders and how ugly that is when they take the air out. I felt like I have known so many friends with breast cancer. How do I not know about all of these things?
Right.
And I thought, I know so many women. I'm an advocate for women. I'm a sponsor for Miss Texas. I should know all of this. So I thought, we're just going to educate ourselves. Yeah. And shockingly, so many people reached out and got their mammograms because I posted all of this.
Nothing's a better reminder than having someone in your circle
that is correct.
Go through it. Because it's 1 in 8 women. So there's probably people you didn't even know had breast cancer that you heard about after you talk about
Absolutely.
it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, one person, my best friend, Laura Goodson, her best friend decided to get her very first mammogram, and she was diagnosed with the exact same thing.
Wow.
It just still gives me chills because she's never had one, and I don't know without my diagnosis and how much I was speaking of it, I don't know that she would have gotten a mammogram.
Right. And
because she
so
said
important. The reminder is to do it. Yeah.
I also had another gal reach out. She works for an oncologist downtown, and she said, "Thank you so much for the reminder. I work for an oncologist, but even I forget to schedule my mammograms." Yeah. So
there's many people in this building that are guilty of, or, I have an appointment, then a meeting comes up. Well, because it is easy for me to schedule and come in and they can kind of, we joke, you could squeeze me in, pun intended, if I need to be. So we're bad about that. Sometimes a meeting comes up and it's hard to get everyone's on the same schedule. And it's like, well, I can do that next week or the week after. So even in the building So even an oncologist's office,
I believe it.
We are all guilty, particularly as women, of not putting it first,
right?
Not making it the priority when kids, jobs, everything else is coming up that you've got to take care of.
And I think the thing I would say to that, to anybody watching today, women, we put everybody else first and we put ourselves last.
Right.
And it is so important to get your checkup and put yourself first, because what you don't want to happen is put yourself last and then you're diagnosed with a stage 4 and then you're not there for your family and your friends. Get that mammogram and always make it a top priority.
Yeah. And people talk about, I don't feel like, when no one feels like doing it, but you really don't feel like doing?
Right.
A chemo round. That's
exactly.
That it's 20 minutes.
Right.
Get it done. And I think it sets an example for those around us when we do put ourselves first and we do make health a priority for ourselves, then we can do it for other people as well.
Right.
So how old were your kids? Or are they?
29, 27, and 24.
So all old enough to understand what's happening and what was that like having to tell them?
Painful. And especially I would say my mom and dad. My dad is a really big softie, and so I found out the day before Thanksgiving. We had to wait until after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, to tell him. But my parents have been my hugest support. And of course, Laura Goodson and countless friends, my kids, unbelievable, coming, visiting, bringing me whatever I need. So yeah, they're old enough to understand the severity of this. And I had and still have an incredible circle of friends and supporters.
Yeah. What is different about you now? This is just November. We keep talking about too. So what is your life like now that is different pre and post Marla? What is the difference?
It's interesting. Pre this, I worked constantly. I was everywhere. I was at this place, that place. Obviously with this, it's really stopped me in my tracks. And sometimes I think, maybe God put this because now I find that it's a blessing. I truly do feel like this has been a blessing in my life in a way. And I feel like maybe God gave me this to slow me down a little bit because I had no choice but to slow down.
Right.
So post mammogram and breast cancer diagnosis, definitely a different person.
Right.
I'm prioritizing things that are much different. I love my work. I will continue to work, but I also want to spend more time with my parents, my kids, my family. Right. My priorities have definitely shifted. Yeah. And I also want to be an advocate for breast cancer and be out there doing things like this to educate. Definitely there are changes, I think, about my mortality, which I really didn't before. For me to have a health issue, I don't have any health issues. I'm a very healthy person, so it shocked me.
Yeah.
Even though I do have a history of it in my family, because I'm so healthy, it absolutely shocked me. Right. So I want to slow down, be more intentional in what I'm doing, who I'm spending time with, and I want to enjoy life a little bit more and not work so much.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And I think that's very common that with anyone goes through a big health crisis, that you really start to, it's great you can look at it as a blessing, because obviously hearing the word 6 months ago, don't feel that way, but coming through it now and what you can do and what you are doing to communicate, to make sure we already know just two that you know of, and you don't know the ones you don't know of that went and got their mammogram or got on that schedule and it's like, okay, this is important. I've got to get this done.
And I will say too, it is important. I mean, I was very comfortable sharing my journey. I had to explain my absence.
Right.
Many people don't have that situation, but I highly encourage anybody watching this today to share with others your diagnosis. The biggest shock that I had was the amount of love sent my way, and it really got me through it. The messages, people sending me beautiful scriptures, beautiful Bible verses, it just touched me so much. And truly all of the love sent my way because I shared got me through this diagnosis and sitting here today.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, we are so grateful you're here today and part of our organization now. And
I
this
love
great
it.
Event.
Y'all are
and
incredible.
So, we're grateful because we do know how important that first screening mammogram is and what it can change to the diagnosis, how different it can be from stage 1 to stage 2 and 3 with everything out there. And talking about it is, there was a time when we didn't even talk about it. Right. We wouldn't have said, let's talk about your breast and we wouldn't say, hey, I got my mammogram, and we're getting better about that.
Right.
And I think now we're getting better about all the other things that come with it too. Like a lot of people don't realize, oh, you don't have a nipple? Like, you don't.
Exactly.
That's just part of the process for women who have gone through this, or if you choose even not to get reconstructive, like what is that? And it's all different, but it's also all the same. There's someone out there who identifies with it and learns something and puts themselves first now, and that's what we want them to do.
Yes. On one of my videos on the appointment, my doctor called it the Great Deflate. And the expanders were already put in, and then during the surgery, they added some air.
Yeah.
So when I went back post-op, they added more air, and then the following appointment, they take the air out. I had never seen this procedure.
Right.
And so basically it was like inflating a basketball and deflating a basketball. So basically they take a pin and then it's kind of hooked up to a pump and they stick it directly into the breast and then deflate the breast. And my breast looked exactly like a flat basketball. And I posted that. And with a warning, swipe at your own risk type thing.
Right.
But I just thought people need to see every aspect of this.
Right.
And as unattractive as that was, I think people were grateful for it to know, okay, well, this is what this looks like, but then it's all improved too. That's just temporary.
Just part of the process.
Exactly.
Part of the process.
And thank God for technology. I too feel so grateful because the generations before me have paved the way with this technology. And so I'm incredibly grateful to have all of this, the advances in medicine with breast cancer, immeasurable.
Yeah.
And for people that have, had breast cancer 20 years ago, I am the beneficiary of their diagnosis and everything they went through and the advances that have helped. Right. So I truly have been very grateful. I do feel blessed with this diagnosis. And it's been something else.
Yeah. I bet. Well, I don't want to say we're glad you went through it, but we're glad you came to us, that we're with you, that we now know you and you're now part of our Rose family, and we're so grateful for that and everything you're doing to make sure women take care of themselves.
Thank you.
Put themselves first, and then count their blessings, all of them.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Anything else you want to say to anyone?
I think what I really just want to say is just get your mammogram. And don't be scared of getting your mammogram. Just go get it and just trust that you are going to be just fine.
Right. Most people are when they get a mammogram. Yes. Most people are okay when they get their mammogram.
Truly. I would be very scared not getting that, not knowing what is growing in my body potentially. Right. Get your mammogram. Just take a deep breath. Trust the process and know that early detection is key, and you will be just fine if you go get the mammogram and you're consistent with them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us today on Let's Talk About Your Breasts. This podcast is produced by Speak Podcasting and brought to you by The Rose. Visit therose.org to learn more about our organization. Subscribe to our podcast, share episodes with friends, and join the conversation on social media using hashtag Let's Talk About Your Breasts. We welcome your feedback and suggestions. Consider supporting The Rose. Your gift can make the difference to a person in need. And remember, self-care is not selfish. It's essential.